All right, y'all. The superpower is you, man. It's you. All right. I think we as a society, as groups, as individuals, myself, we all think that the answers are elsewhere and that maybe there is something out there that's going to help us figure out how we're going to materialize our life. And just thinking about that, like logically, just thinking or just pondering on that concept itself, that something out there is what we're looking for, it doesn't make sense. But we, so many people, live their entire life seeking the answers elsewhere. And one thing that I've learned in my own process, my own journey, my own life, I'm young. I don't know if young anymore, bro. I don't know how the fuck I turned 25, but I'm 25. And in my young, naive experience here on earth, the one thing that I'm for sure of is this, and that is there are no answers in the outside world. All right, if you guys don't know me, I own a clothing brand. It's called Undefined, and that's why, the undefined mind, whatever. But the mission for me and myself is to help you guys live out your own personal excellence, your own personal truth. And that's like the goal, right? Like if you can tap into yourself, live in your own spirit, you are basically limitless, right? Your potential is unbound. And that's really what undefined means. And excuse my nasally voice, I'm a little clogged, I ain't gonna lie. But with all that being said, my experience has led me as an entrepreneur, as I make clothes and just trying to figure out this game. And especially in branding and just developing ideas, et cetera, it's a creative act, right? And a lot of what creativity is understanding like what you're going to create and why you're going to create that. And the best creative acts are done for self. It's like an alignment with yourself, right? Like if you want to make a film from scratch, the best film that you can make is something that you genuinely like want to watch, and then also like it has a connection to you. It's not diluted by other people's expectations of it. It is a genuine film based off like your truth and your experiences, and then you just try to elevate that truth and experience to the highest degree that you could possibly do it in the realistic world. Does that make sense? So like the difference between your dreams and your actual life, your dreams are real, bro. Like they are absolutely real. The only thing that you got to figure out is how to materialize that in the real world. That is in itself the the game. It's materializing of your dreams. Now, some people, they suck at that. So they believe that their dreams aren't even real. They can't even achieve it. They don't believe that anything is possible because they suck so bad at just creating anything for themselves in the real world. And there are real laws here, bro. Every single day, there are laws like gravity, there's whatever, bro. We live in reality, man. You can't delude that. That's why I'm a realist. I'm a realist, and you should be a realist too if you're trying to accomplish anything. But with that being said, like you can still have a very broad imagination and a beautiful dream or like idea or concept or creative spirit, but still work to put that in the real world. There's people who literally will complain that like social media is like changing and all this stuff. Like, bro, there's never been a time in history like for artists where you could just throw your shit on social media and do it in a unique way and people respect you as an artist. There's never been a time in history, and people are complaining about that. It's fucking free, dude. And like, there's so many people who just can't accept the fact that we live in a reality and it's always changing, and we have to adapt to it. All right, yeah, you can hate on it, but that's never gonna get you anywhere. You can beat on your drums of victimhood, or you could say how everything is messed up, but it's not gonna get you anywhere. And the true goal should be to get so good to play in the rules of the game that you can change the game in itself. All right. I kind of went on a tangent, but let's get back to the main course of the topic, which is the superpowers used. The reason I'm bringing all of this up is you have to understand that like in the world that we live in the experiences that we have and everything that we're like putting out in this life and every single day that goes by, all the answers or everything that you're looking for is only found here, bro. All right, and this is something that I've learned as my own experience as trying to build a brand, because I have never been able to build or create or make anything that I genuinely believe in unless it's done from here. All right. And for many people, I mean, I come on here and you guys can see, like, I talked to y'all about transparency in the last video, whatever. And I'll just come on here and yap a little bit, but I, it's my truth, bro. Like, I live this out every day. I know what it feels like to try to pursue something or to have a certain flame or to chase a certain level of greatness. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I used to write a lot about these certain kind of topics, and I still do. I still genuinely care about this stuff. It's just I'm honing my skill set in the world, right, and just trying to become something first. But with all that being said, I think so many people are always looking for the answers elsewhere, and you just have to understand, dude. There are, like, I don't know if you're gonna believe, or like, this is the truth in and of itself, but you don't have to believe in the power of this or not. But it's still like, kind of, for me, whenever I hear this, it gives me goosebumps. You are the culmination of fucking generations, dude. Like, if you want to accomplish something, just think about that. Like, there are thousands of people who came before you, culminations of generations of struggle and like difficulties and hardship, and like people have gotten through it, and they've come and they've gone, man. People in your life have come and gone. Your grandparents, your great grandparents, y'all don't even know them, man. Like, for real, like, I didn't even know my grandparents. They died before I was born, on my dad's side at least. So like, you are the culmination, bruh. And to always be waking up every single day and living in this state where you're trying to find the answers in politics or economics or all these different like groups and shit like that, it's never going to serve you, man. It's never going to serve you. You have to understand that, like, your mashup in your brain, your chemical mashup, your experiences, how you've walked this earth from a childhood up until now, is literally never going to be repeated in history ever again. And you might, like, when I think about that, I'm like, oh shit. I understand the level of severity of like what we're doing here, right? And when you just think about life, this is, I'm Muslim, so I have the, I think Islam really gives us the perspective to reflect on our lives a lot, because it's very focused in on, much of Islam is focused in on the afterlife. It's not about, like, this is just a test. This life here is just a temporary test. And so I've always, since a kid, been reflective about death, understanding like what we are doing here, the one chance that we get. This is just a one moment, one run thing. There's just no do-overs, right? And as a kid, because I've had the opportunity to go through that and understand that, um, because of my religious beliefs, it's allowed me to like really see the impact and the importance of like what my purpose in life is, even if it's something simple, right? It doesn't have to be this grand thing. And I think I've come to terms with this, and I hope, you guys understand too. Like, you don't need to go out there and change the world. You don't. It's just not a thing where you need to go and make the world like this fucking, you don't need to do all this, bro. Like, if that's not on your radar, if you want to live a simple and beautiful life with people around you, that's amazing too, man. There's nothing wrong with that. But like, you should be having this like internal belief that I can become the best version of myself. I can actually, like, I can self actualize into who I truly am. I can develop myself into this person who is like at the pinnacle of my ability, so that this world has the opportunity to glory in me, man. Like, to understand me, to see my perspective, and to tap into my art or what I put out or the creativity that I have. That is beautiful, bro. And even if it's just your family, even if it's just your kids, even if it's just your brother and sibling, or maybe you're trying to build a multi-billion-dollar company who's going to change the world forever, like Apple, um, it doesn't matter. As long as you are actualizing yourself and developing yourself and understanding that every answer that you're looking for is only found here, you'll be you'll do good stuff, and that is noble in itself, right? Like, just doing that is noble in itself. And so I think my point is, like, we oftentimes look for the secrets, we oftentimes look for the answers, we oftentimes look for the solutions to our problems elsewhere. And just even thinking about it, like, nobody's coming to save us. Nobody is like cares about. Everybody has their own days, and like there are a million people walking right here outside, right outside. I see 10 fucking people. They have lives that I have no clue about, right? They are dealing with their own shit. And I can't believe that they have the answers to my own journey, right? It doesn't make sense. There's something I read. It's like you can't ask for directions for from people to places that they've never been, and that's the same for like life, bro. You can't do that. It doesn't make sense. You can't ask people how should I live when they don't live. How should I achieve my dreams when they are not even achieving their dreams? Does it make sense? Like you should be very critical of like who you're taking your advice from and like what degree, like do they know anything that you're trying to do? Have they ever even tapped into the world that you're trying to tap into? Probably not. Uh, and for the most people, it's no. Like whatever you're trying to do is completely different than what maybe your parents have done or your siblings or whatever. And so they don't have the answers. To rely on them for the answers doesn't make sense. To go out into the world and rely on people for the answers doesn't make sense. Now, can you gather experiences and understanding from people who are in positions that you are in? Of course, dude. I'm not saying that we don't share experiences, but the art, the superpower, the truth, the secrets that you're looking for in the success of your life is only found here. It's only found here, bro. So like as long as you can reframe your mentality to go inwards and to look at yourself inwards and ask yourself where, how, like what am I about? Who am I trying to be? And then developing yourself with every day, like understanding that the person that I'm talking to right now, you are the prize, bro. And this is not some self like glorifying thing. Like people are like, I'm the best. It's like, no, it's not about that, bro. It's just understanding that there's so much here. You are a gold mine. But as long as you look for the answers elsewhere, as long as you're trying to just be like everybody else or understand or just like live in a life that we talked about this last time, man. Live a life that's dictated by others. If as long as you're doing that, you will never be able to fulfill this version of yourself and to live in that. So, like my mission is big on that, bro. Like it's big on people turning their blinders down and focusing it on them, like turning their viewpoints instead of looking elsewhere, go internal. And then from there, dude, I promise you, as long as you can do this, people throughout history have always talked about this, man. I'm not like I'm just repeating the true nuance that we've known as humankind. It's negativity in the world. It's because people aren't focusing in here, bro. Like hate, judgmentalness, drama, gossip, all this shit is from people who don't they have no connection with themselves. Like, bro, I have no room in my life, and I know many of you guys are like this themselves, to gossip. I don't fucking care, dude. I don't care what other people got going on. It's not that I'm not empathetic, but it's like I don't give a fuck that somebody did this and that. Like I'm here, bro. I'm focused on here and I'm trying to develop myself and help the people around me. And maybe that person that y'all are gossiping on, maybe he needs this fucking video. Like maybe he needs some love and respect in his life, man. Maybe he needs to be told, y'all, like turn his eyes inward and like focusing on ourselves. Like I don't have time and room to like the negative hate and shit like that. And the blessing about all of this is that once you turn your blinders and you go inward and you understand that all the secrets that you're looking for can only be found within, as long as you're doing that, like this world, bro, it's it's like it's not that it's useless, but it's like you understand your place in it and it feels comfortable. I think people deal with, and I'm not trying to minimize these things because I know they're real and I deal with them themselves, but like I think people struggle with anxiety and depression and these things, many people, because they don't understand that like it's you, bro. It's here. As long as we're here and we're grounded and we're connected and we're in truth, as long as we do that every single day and live that out and try to find that understanding with ourselves, like you can connect with the world and the world doesn't seem as scary. Like shit that's going on doesn't seem as bad, bro. And yeah, man, I think the big thing that I've learned in my life as I've tried to build undefined and I'm working on this now aggressively, right? Is like I can look elsewhere, I can go online, whether it's in a in a smaller sense or in a really deeper sense, I'm talking this kind of deeper, broader perspective, but even on a smaller sense, bro, like if you want to be successful and you start going online and just looking at what everybody's doing and copying them, you will never be successful. Like nothing is successful in that sense. So instead of doing that, go internal. What do I like? What looks good? How can I make something like look great? And stop fearing the work with that comes with that. Like that, there's a difficult, uncomfortable process that comes with figuring yourself out, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. Like that's a beautiful pursuit. It is meant to be difficult for you to become the individual that you are are looking to create, right? Like you want to become a person of abundance, bro. You want to become a person where like as long as you are focused in on your craft and like your game, you want to become a person that has the ideas. When people talk about artists and all this stuff, like these people create not because they're looking elsewhere, but because they create from within. And that's the goal for you as well, man. That should be the goal, whether you're, a chemical engineer or you're an artist or you're trying to run a brand or you're doing whatever. It doesn't matter. As long as you are here centered, you can create stuff. And it's a difficult, uncomfortable process, but that doesn't mean that it's not a rewarding process, and that doesn't mean that it's not a beautiful process and something that's going to serve you. And so understand that like you might need to run into that. You might need to develop yourself by going into that shit that is very hard and difficult, and like having experiences that might not feel great, you know what I'm saying? Or failing a few times. That's okay. But as long as you are developing that truth and you are going down that path of understanding with yourself, there's always something on the other side. So to sum all this up, man, the superpower is you, bro. The superpower is you. And you're going to be looking for the answers elsewhere. You're going to look out and fucking ask people how to get to the places that they've never been. And it won't ever make sense. All right. The only secret is that there are no secrets. And so if you want to accomplish big shit, go internal, find the secrets within yourself and unlock those and then use that into the world, bro. Put that into the world. If you're not doing that, there's nothing new that you have to offer. Okay? You yourself are the prize. You yourself are everything that you're looking for. As like just understand that. I can't even stress it enough. I don't know how many words I could put to it, but it's you, like you internally right here, bro. And the more that you're looking elsewhere, you're not going to be able to tap into it, man. You're just not. So I hope there's something in there that you guys can connect to and relate with. It's something that I still every single day just have to remind myself about, and I hope this like reminder goes out there into the world too. However many people see this, but always love, man. Always love. Also, man, if you guys want some new hoodies, go check out the page undefinedcollective.net. We dropped actually this weekend yesterday. I'm filming this on Sunday. We dropped on Saturday. There are still some hoodies available. I don't even mean to come on here and sound salesy, but that's this is how I make my money. So go check us out if you're looking for a new hoodie. I promise you they're goated, man. I promise. Love y'all. Stay blessed. Undefined mind, baby.